Hello, and welcome to the Brutal Iron Gym podcast, where our goal is to cut through the BS and deliver the brutal truth about topics related to health and happiness. Today's podcast number 1730. The topic is training, and the title is Compounding Circuits. Ooh. So I had a client. We are in our second month now. I think we're at like week 7 or 8, so coming to an end of the second month. But they reached out. And they only had about 30 to 40 minutes to train because they had to do it in the middle of the workday. So they had to account for time to get into the gym and come out of the gym. Now, they're lucky they have a gym at their job where they work. So it's actually pretty convenient there. But by the time they end a meeting, they get down to the gym, that might already be 10-15 minutes after. They can work out for 30 minutes. They got to change clothes, quickly wipe off some sweat, and then get back into the workday. So they said that they can do this usually 3 to 4 times a week. They said every once in a while they have to work through lunch, so they don't want to account for 5 days a week, but they can definitely do 3 or 4. Their general question was, how can I train my whole body to feel better and look better if I only have a few hours a week? That was their initial kind of message to me when they reached out. I wrote them a program. We're in our second month, as I said. We're coming to the end of it, and they just reported, and that's what reminded me to make the podcast, was that they are feeling amazing. They've already lost 10 pounds. Now, the majority of that's water weight from cleaning up their eating. I help them with their nutrition as well. But they're feeling better. They're looking better, and that is making them feel motivated. And they have no aches and pains. So the foot pain that they were having by the end of the day, the knee pain they were having kind of throughout the day, they're gone completely. I thought that was super exciting, very happy for them, and I wanted to share one of the techniques that I'm using in their programming, and that is compounding circuits. It's pairing together exercises that use the same muscles to increase muscular stress in less time and with less weight load. The benefits of this is it reduces time. So they can do this in 30 to 40 minutes per workout. And the less weight load allows us to have less stress on their joints, which is allowing them to feel better. So an example, one of the main goals they had was they wanted to grow their chest. They felt like their chest was non-existent. So one of the pairings I have them doing is dumbbell chest flies into chest presses. So they have a little bit of a history of lifting. They know what all the movements are. But we're doing dumbbell chest flies into chest presses. Now, sometimes for certain rep ranges, I have them using the exact same weight. So maybe they'll do 30-pound chest flies into high rep 30-pound, chest presses. Maybe they'll do 10 flies into like 10 to 20 presses. And then we have another day they go heavier. So the flies might be just 5 to 10 reps, which is very heavy for a fly, but we have controlled range of motion. They're sharing videos so I can give them technique feedback. And then we go into also very heavy press, 5 to 10 reps on press. So we do a high rep day and we do a low rep day, but that's helping them increase the damage in their chest. Since both movements involve the chest, the flies and the presses, they're getting double the chest work. Now, how can they do the presses after they've just done the flies? Is the flies, when done correctly, are chest only for the most part. You're going to have some stabilizing and supporting muscle involvement, but there's a chest isolation. And then the press, they get to use their chest and their triceps and probably a little bit of the front shoulder. So those extra muscles, the front shoulder and the triceps, are help pushing the chest further into damage. So we can get a lot of chest damage in a shorter amount of time by simply pairing together 2 exercises that use that same target muscle. Another example is to address the knee pain. We've been able to do corrective therapy in their workouts without adding extra time to the workout. An example of that is they're doing banded TKEs, terminal knee extensions, so TKEs, and that's a therapy type exercise, corrective therapy exercise for the knee, and they're pairing that with split squats. I had them start with bodyweight split squats. Now they're actually doing a single dumbbell loaded split squat, and this is correcting their knee pain. Awesome. They have no knee pain at all now, so they're very happy, and it's correcting it by correcting imbalanced tightnesses, muscular tightnesses around the knee coming from the hip, and it's helping to strengthen the tissues around the knees. So doing compounding movements by pairing together 2 movements that both use the musculature of the knees, that's helping them build up and strengthen their knees. Now, compounding sets or circuits, compounding exercises by putting them back to back is not new. I mean, professional bodybuilders, professional aesthetic athletes use this all the time. One example is Milos Sarcev. If you don't know who he is, you can look him up on YouTube. Milos is Milos, Sarcev is Sarcev. He does training programming where he uses a lot of what he calls giant sets, and that is a more kind of fitness world term than compounding circuits. But giant sets are you put together multiple exercises that involve a similar muscle group and that helps just damage that muscle group faster. So he was doing a workout with Regan Grimes, who's a professional bodybuilder, pretty badass looking dude. But they were doing a back workout recently. They did a circuit where they did pullovers, dumbbell pullovers, into cable pull downs into Smith machine rows. Horrendously awesome for back development. They did that as a circuit to kind of annihilate and wear out the back, and then he went slower and went heavier towards the end of the workout. He also helped a women's wellness competitor recently, and they were doing glute work. So they did a circuit of reverse hyperextension glute raises into 45-degree extension, hyperextension glute raises. So the first one was your upper body stays still and you raise your legs. The second was your legs stay still and you raise your upper body. And then they went into wide stance stiff-legged deadlifts. Horrible, amazing, wonderful circuit. But that was all glute focused. So these are things that I use with my clients, but you can see professionals use this stuff as well. So if you have that question, how can I train my whole body to feel better and look better if I only have a few hours a week? Use compounding circuits. Pair movements that compete for the same muscles. That'll help you create more muscle damage with less weight load, which helps heal and kind of take care of the joints. Cool. Thought that was fun to share. If you want any help with programming, if you have any questions, just shoot me an email. My email is brutalironjim@gmail.com. If you like our podcast, please share the podcast. If you like the podcast, please consider donating to support it, which you can do on our website. And if you like the information we share in our podcast, so you can find more from us on our social media channels. You can find us and follow us on Instagram and YouTube under the name Brutal Iron Gym. As always, I hope this was helpful, and thank you for listening.